Hey, Michelle, what product are we starting with in your box? Okay, the Viva.
In
Perfect.
Viva.
Yes. So the Viva is a supplementation that is a nootropic. It helps with everything that has a relationship to your brain, like it's mood related issues. It is sleeping, it is anxiety, depression, and everything that has to do with your mood. It just, Zinzino is marketing it as a spa for the mind. And it's truly like just helping with everything. It just makes you feel a little bit happier. You have less problems in your world. And it's working within 30 minutes. So all of the other Sensino products, that's working long term, like it's something we're building up in the body. But Viva is the only product that we can feel an effect within 30 minutes of taking because it's nootropic. And what it is, it contains magnesium, vitamin C, and iodine. And then the magic thing is saffron. The reason why just magnesium, iodine, and vitamin C is so important when we're talking about brain health is because when we're looking at our brain, we're having small cords. We can think about it as cords that go through between our cells when we're communicating. So when we're sending signals in our brain, it goes super fast, but they're basically going through something that looks like a cord. And what is happening a lot of times when we're struggling with anxiety and so on, it's that the cord can have damages. So you know if this one is lacking the protective shell, we shouldn't charge with it because the electricity can get misfired. And that's basically what can happen up in our brain when we're struggling with like anxiety and panic attacks and so on, that usually it's our information, we have an overload, it just fires away weird places. And to be able to repair the myelin that is transporting the information, we need vitamin C, magnesium, and iodine. So that is why they have put that in. Then the saffron is helping our brain in also like really interesting ways because it can work between the blood and brain barrier, and it can go in and pull out heavy metals like aluminum that most people have been using in normal deodorant, and we have lots of aluminum stored up in our brain. And it also helps calm and reduce oxidative stress in our brain. So a lot of people use Viva as a sleeping medication, but it's not a sleeping medication. It's not like you take Viva and you're too tired to go out driving the car. But it's just helping our brain to relax when we're supposed to relax. So that's why we fall easier to sleep and that we can relax more in the night and have a deeper REM sleep. I have people that are sleeping with like sleep watches, and when they take the Viva, they can see that they have like a better REM sleep, which will then
Hmm.
affect their energy levels during the daytime as well. We can take up to 8 tablets of Viva every single day according to the recommendations. And a lot of people like to divide it up like two in the mornings, two in the middle of the day, or two in the night, or whatever. But some people also like taking all eight at once. When I first started with Viva, I hadn't been sleeping since I was like 14 years of age. I had really bad sleep pattern growing up. I was averaging 4.5 hours a night, and that was with me sleeping in on the weekends. So a lot of the times I wasn't sleeping more than 2 hours a night. And so I started with 8 tablets right away with the Viva, and I started sleeping, and it was amazing. Also,
Hmm.
when someone have a panic attack, 8 Vivas can be very beneficial right away. Also, if people are struggling with like a migraine coming on, 8 Vivas can be very effective. But if someone is just struggling with a little bit of anxiety, maybe they're going to have a Zoom meeting with an important person and they're feeling like they're a little bit stressed, or they're going to walk up on the stage, like 2, 4, 6, like people can play around and find what their dosage is. One package is enough for 2 tablets a day for 30 days. It's 60 tablets in one package. But I usually tell people, don't be afraid of running out on the product on the Viva. Just try to figure out your dosage so that we know how much you need the next month.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'm wondering with your issues that you had with sleeping, was any of it related to high cortisol, or what's it called?
Mainly
Like,
gut health problems. I did not produce melatonin, so I was never tired. And I was never
mm,
affected negatively by it. I just had never-ending energy. And I was fine. I never felt tired.
yeah.
So I did not produce melatonin, so that was basically my biggest issue.
Okay.
So after I started on the Zinzino, like after a while, I did not need as much Viva because I was correcting my inflammation in my gut and my leaky gut and my gut health with the Zinzino protocol. So eventually, like I did not have a problem. So now I need to sleep 7 to 8 hours a night, like but that had never been the case before.
Yeah. Wow, that's amazing. I've always had problems sleeping at night, but I'm excited to see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so when someone is starting with Viva, I usually tell them if it's for sleep, I tell them take 2 tablets 30 minutes before you go to bed. If you are if you're not feeling any difference, take 4 tablets 30 minutes before you go to bed. If you're not feeling any bit difference, like keep on going up to 6 and then try 8 and following night. And usually I haven't had anyone not feeling anything with 8 tablets. So
Hmm.
I haven't needed anyone to go a little bit over, but remember the recommended daily dosage, that's usually what the government is considering safe, that the company needs to follow the guidelines. So I wouldn't be worried if someone overdosed it a little bit. It's mostly water-soluble vitamins that will be peed out if we're getting too much. So, and the saffron is a spice that is like, yeah. So,
Yeah.
but do have a double-blinded placebo behind it, and that one is showing that it's 2 tablets a day. When they were looking at depression, it was over 70% had a good benefit, and with antidepressants, it's only 30%. So it's over twice as effective as antidepressants, and there are no side effects.
Mm.
I have lots of people that have depression, panic attacks, anxiety issues that are starting on Viva and they're loving it and they're feeling like they're getting their life back. They are able to walk out of their house again. Their social anxiety is like disappearing, and yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah, they said uh, anxiety issues and such after COVID had spiked to the point where it's now called an epidemic, at least in America. I don't know about anywhere else, but I would assume other places too, because it's a worldwide event.
Yeah, it is. And Nikki, feel free to unmute yourself if you have any questions. I just hit mute on you because I had some back feed for the recording. So you're more than welcome to ask questions too. Okay. What's next? The Extend. So Extend is a multivitamin. It has all, that is the first edition of our multivitamins that we have. And it is a very good multivitamin with all the vitamins, minerals that you need. And then they have also added some micronutrients that are very, very interesting. Like they have broccoli extract, they have lycopene that is very good from tomato extract that is very good to prevent prostatic cancer for men. They have algae extract that is very good for gum health. They have beta glucans that are very good for our immune system. And if people are struggling with allergies, like over time, the beta glucans is really, really good for allergy issues. And also a little bit of anti-cancerous, very good for gut health. Like it's beta glucans is so fun to research. Then it's also curcumin that is anti-inflammatory. Like there are so many things in that product that, and also anti-aging coenzyme Q10. And just coenzyme Q10, people go out and buy a box of that for $30. Like they have everything of that inside of the Extend. One box is only enough for 2 tablets, so people want to do 2 boxes a month so that they can get 4 tablets if they're an adult. I recommend 2 with breakfast, 2 with dinner, and a child can do 2 tablets a day. So if someone is eating super healthy, they might be able to do only 1 box, but for most adults, 4 tablets is really what we should do.
Okay.
Any questions on the Extend?
Not yet.
Um, a very, very good supplementation. We do also have in the back office Extend Plus. Someone might be having questions on that too. So I was just gonna pull it up here very quickly. Yeah, over here you see When we're looking at the health protocol, we have the Extend and then we have the Extend Plus. Uh, the Extend Plus is our upgraded Extend, but it doesn't necessarily have to be better, but it can be better. It depends. But it is a price difference, so it's $20 difference in price just from going from regular Extend to Extend Plus. And this is how Extend Plus looks like. When it has a plus behind it, it means that everything is all natural and derived from food. The first edition Extend, everything is not derived from food. There's a few of them that are synthetic. For example, folic acid is normal folic acid that most supplementation is selling. Um, and the Extend Plus is all naturals, like it's folate instead of folic acid, which is very good if people are struggling with fertility issues. They might have an MTHFR gene mutation that may not be able to utilize folic acid and they need folate. In that case, if someone says they have had multiple miscarriages, I would put them on Extend Plus. But
Okay.
for most people, normal people, Extend is a completely fine multivitamin. And also like vitamin C from comes from acerola instead. It's just a few nutrients that are different, but most of it is the same. But the problem is with Extend Plus is that because it's all natural, not all natural things take up more space. So it's less vitamins and minerals in the capsules. So people are
Hmm.
not getting enough as much. And we can't ask people to take 6 or 8 tablets a day because then we're going to lose customers because they are not going to do it.
Yeah.
So the
Yeah.
recommendation is still 4 tablets a day, but the levels of vitamins and minerals you're getting in this is a lot lower than the normal Extend. So I just
Hmm.
wanted to make you observant on that. So if someone is telling me that all natural is super, super important for them, they can go with that one. If no one is like, if they don't really know, I'll just do the Extend because it's easier to keep a customer long term if it's cheaper than if it's more expensive.
Sure.
Okay.
Yep.
So I just wanted to show that because I don't think you have one of those in the kit, but I wanted to explain the difference.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Good.
Okay, next
Hmm.
product. Okay, spirulina powder. Yes. So the spirulina is also very rich in a lot of different minerals. And we do not have a lot of training on that yet in the back office. We have just bought up the Cellis company. So documents should be up and running, but spirulina is considered a health food. And what's so cool with spirulina, can you also find the blue and the yellow? Because they are
Um,
from the same company, so they're like coming together.
the blue and yellow colored bottle.
Yeah,
I have all green.
yes, but they are like boxes, maybe like paper boxes.
Oh. Oh, there we go. Gotcha.
Call it the gold and the blue.
Yeah.
Perfect. So the spirulina is actually enhancing the effect of those other products. So, and a yellow too. Can you find that one too? Yes.
With the turmeric.
Yes. So the liquid turmeric, that one is bioavailable in your body, but when you're using it together with the spirulina, it's bioavailable in your body like for a full 24 hours versus like, I'm not quite sure. I haven't got the specific training on this yet because we have just purchased up the company. But from my understanding, just that alone, it is good. But when we're taking it with the spirulina, it's affecting and enhancing the effect throughout the day. Uh, the
Wow.
the yellow one is a curcumin supplementation that also have pepperin and a couple of different things. It's very anti-inflammatory. So people that are struggling with a lot of inflammation have a very good benefit from using that. And the recommendations is on the box, 8 milliliters a day, so one box a month.
And then the black pepper is what helps it be bioavailable.
Able. Yeah, curcumin is very hard for the body to absorb and utilize it.
Huh.
So a lot of curcumin supplementations is not working, but ours is working really good because they have been able to put it together with the right things that is enhancing the properties.
So would you be taking both of these
Mhm.
if you're doing a daily thing? They're both spirulinas or
So the
Yeah,
blue
I was
algae
wondering.
are working completely different than the green algae. If you hold up the blue a little bit, I can talk about that.
That's a spirulina extract, isn't it? I think.
Yes, but it's the blue algae. So yes, they're working a little bit
Oh.
different. And the blue algae is actually like helping cleaning the blood and can help cleanse the liver uh,
Mm.
in a different way. And it's also, from my understanding, it's able to go into the cells and stimulate the mitochondria to create more energy, which is really interesting. So I have noticed the blue one have really, really helped me. And I think it's the blue one. It can be. I also combine the blue and the yellow one. I'm using both of them. But since I've also used a lot of different curcumin and anti-inflammatory things before, because we do have another product in Zinzino called Xenogene, that is also basically what's in the fluid one, but it's in the capsule form. And I've been doing cleanses with that before. But since I implemented the blue one together with yellow, I've noticed that my brain works so much better again. Um, I do have PTSD diagnosed in my luggage and a complete burnout in 2020. And after the burnout, I always felt like even if I feel almost normal, I never believed I would be able to become fully normal. And from reading other people's experiences with completely burnout and things like I haven't really seen other people feel like they were normal again. Like their brain
Mhm.
was working function like and after that I'm like, whoa. So anyway, I love it.
That's exciting. I
Yes.
could use more brain power.
Yeah, definitely. Yes, the prebiotic fibers, when we are having people start the prebiotic fibers, we're doing it because almost everyone is probably struggling with gut health. And people may
Yep.
not believe that they are struggling with gut health, but they are. And there are so many different symptoms, and I would recommend every one of you to go to Google and just search for a gut health, sorry, leaky gut symptoms. And it
Mm.
will pop up everything from headaches, migraines, um, autoimmune diseases are linked to it. I mean, there's so many things. It's just like a big list.
Yeah.
ADHD, even autism, and so on. And of course, there are different, like, you want to really get rid, but that's why a lot of the autism starts because a combination of gut health issues with too little DHA in the development and a bunch of different factors. But there's so many symptoms of it. So go and research that. But basically, the prebiotic fibers, it is a blend of 8 different prebiotic fibers that goes in and feed different species of the different microbiome throughout your gut that get metabolized to butyric acid, which repair the gut lining. So it helps restore the gut lining. It helps feed the good gut bacteria so that they can duplicate and create a healthy environment and push out some of the bad gut bacteria. And people are just responding very well to it. What's good with the prebiotic fibers is that it's prebiotic and not just fiber because people with IBS and Crohn's and so on, they should not have fibers. But these are the prebiotic fibers. They're not reacting the same way in the body. So
Hmm.
it can actually help to heal the body. Um, Another thing that is good to know is when people are starting with this, they should start very, very, very slowly. It's very potent. And people that are struggling with their gut health and doesn't have enough of good gut bacteria, they can experience a discomfort that can be scary. So I always warn people about this so that they know that if you're experiencing discomfort, it's because you need it. It's not
Yeah.
because it's bad for you. It's because you need it. You do not have enough of the good gut bacteria that can handle it. And
Yeah.
I always tell them my story. Like I had been on the most expensive supplementations I found. I was a little bit like cocky and was like, I'll do full scoop. Even if I've heard like start with it slow, I'm like, did a full scoop, took it. And I usually never experience pain in my gut, no matter what. Like I'm always been constipated my whole life. And even if I haven't gone to the bathroom for like a week and a half, I don't feel pain in my gut. And suddenly I took that and I had so much pain. It felt like my intestines was like a wet towel and someone was trying to take out
Uh,
a single drop of
Oh
water.
my.
It was just
Yes.
twisting and turning so bad. And I was like, I thought I was going to faint because I was in so much pain. And I was
Oh.
like, it was so, it was so hard to go through the pain. But I was so excited too, because I've never felt anything trying any gut supplementation ever.
Wow.
And I have spent a lot of money on it and I've never felt an effect. And this was just one scoop. And I was like, oh, wow, something is happening. Like, really. And
Wow.
I never had like, it wasn't like I had diarrhea or I had to go to the bathroom. It was just things inside
Mm.
of me working. Like, I don't know. It's weird.
So, Michaela, you said prebiotic on this.
Yeah.
So it's not related. There's no probiotic that you guys use.
No, we do not do probiotics because probiotic supplementations, they don't work normally. It's very hard to create a probiotic that is still bioavailable in your body, that doesn't get killed by your other bacteria, that doesn't die because of your acids in your stomach, and that is still
Mhm.
alive when it comes to the gut and it's befriending the other bacteria instead of getting killed. Like probiotic supplementations don't usually work, and the data is showing like, yeah. And even if they work, if you find a strain that is working, it's only working until you stop taking them. Because if you don't feed what you're getting in, they will die immediately anyway. The bacteria only lives for about 1 to 2 hours. So they need the food for them to survive. And most people are not eating enough of food. And that's why we have low gut bacteria levels anyway. So that is why we have chosen to feed the good gut bacteria instead, because if we're feeding them, the good gut bacteria we have can duplicate so much faster. So to help people understand this, I usually tell them, if you want to start a rabbit farm and you buy 100 cages and you put them in your backyard, and then you buy two rabbits every day and you put them out in the cages, but then you just walk in and you don't feed them, doesn't matter. Like in a week, those will start dying off. And even if you put in new rabbits in the cages, they will keep on dying on you. So it doesn't matter if you buy a bunch of rabbits every single day, they will not do any good. But if you start with just one couple and you start feeding them, they will duplicate. And if you keep on feeding the rabbits, soon you will have so many rabbits, the 100 cages will not even be able to host them all if you just let them roam free. So that's how our bacteria is working. It's more important to feed the bacteria we have so that they can duplicate than trying to put in more bacteria if it's an environment they don't like.
Hmm. Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
interesting idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if you have a customer that needs to like understand this, I just recorded a podcast episode and I put it out on my podcast. I think it's episode like 29 or something, that you can share with people if they want to hear.
Okay. Cool. The rest of it is the
Oh,
oils,
the
then
pre
this, and
yeah,
then this box with the.
yeah, hold on. The prebiotic fibers too, the recommendations when they get started, I just said start very slow. I usually tell people start with less than 1/8 of a scoop.
Wow,
Well,
that's
I
amazing.
probably, yeah, I started off with a scoop. I'm doing a scoop
Yeah,
every time.
most people
Yeah.
can handle that, but the people that
Yeah.
can't handle that, I don't want to scare them off. So I tell people
Yeah.
start
No.
with less than an
Good to
eighth of a
know.
scoop. If you don't feel
Yep.
anything, the next day you move up to a fourth of a scoop. If you don't feel anything, the next day you move up to half a scoop. If you don't feel anything, the next day you take a full scoop. So people can get up to a full
Okay.
scoop in 4 days if they want to, and then just stay on it. But
Yeah.
if people are feeling uncomfortableness, maybe they're getting too gassy and they're embarrassed to go out in public or whatever, I tell them to back down a little bit, just stay on that for 5 days, and then they can keep on
Mhm.
increasing slowly and then stay on the same level and then keep on increasing. And some people might need a whole month before they get up to a full scoop. I have people with that bad gut health.
Wow. Uh-huh.
So that's why I'm always recommending them start with less than eight.
Okay.
We can check it out and report
Okay.
back to me so I know how things are going. And
Yeah,
because I don't want to scare people off.
Yep.
gotcha.
Perfect. Um, Other symptoms of I also tell people that um so how the prebiotic fibers are working is even if people have diarrhea or if they're constipated, it usually normalize on both directions, like to what's normal.
Yeah.
So
Uh-huh.
it's really fascinating. And then also if people are experiencing like sometimes they can have a constipated person can become a little bit more constipated in the beginning because they're getting used to it. Um, it's very few. Usually it just gets in good direction right away. But sometimes people just want to stick with a smaller dosage for a longer period of time so that their body is getting a little bit used to it, without them being like uncomfortable, but just to get the system normalized. Yeah.
Yeah, I've had for quite a couple of years now, I've had this like super constipation, and then like not the runs, but it was pretty bad. It was it was like rushing to the restroom, hoping you make it.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was told that menopause can bring that on, so I kind of chalked it up to that because I was taking prebiotics, probiotics, that kind of thing at the time as well. So I was trying to find a way to regulate it.
Hmm.
It was a challenge.
Yeah. No, but it's, I mean, usually I don't have many people reporting back any negativity, like as long as they're starting slow on the prebiotic fibers. So,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay.
The oil, you can bring one up so we can talk about it anyway. The oil is dosage according to the body weight. I like to calculate it from kilo, like from pounds to kilos, because it's 0.15 milliliters to every kilo body weight. The orange lemon mint is the best-selling flavors. If you're like not sure what you should pick for an order, just say orange lemon mint is what most people like and order that for them. Um, and It's dosage the same for adults. For kids under age of 12, they need a little bit higher dosage. So it's 0.2 milliliters per kilo body weight. But all of this information is on the website if you go to documents that you can download. And also dogs, they need 3 times what humans need. So they need 0.45 milliliters per kilo body weight.
Hmm.
Cats the same. So they need more. A horse needs zero, like a human, but it is per 10 kilos instead of per kilo. So they need a tenth of what humans are using.
Okay.
So yeah, if people are having animals, that's the recommendation from a vet I've been speaking with, and that we have seen is working very good. Um, Yeah, the oil. Something that is good to know is that I usually educate people to take it as a shot. They dosage the oil and then they add some water, and the oil will float on top of the water, and then they can take it, and then it will mainly just taste like water with an orangey flavor, which will make it more pleasant for people to take it every day, especially if they're like a lot of people are struggling with oily textures. So to prevent that, take it as a shot with water. And if people are struggling with flavor, they can also just take it with orange juice or whatever. Like as long as we're getting it into the system, that's what's important. Um,
I was telling you that I was putting it in with my shake that I do every morning.
yeah, yeah, and that's fine too. And yeah, people are. I have one girl; she can't take it as liquid. So she takes an avocado every morning and she mushed the avocado and she puts the oil with it and she's mixing it around. Then she puts that in the freezer so it gets set a little bit while she's taking a shower. And then when she gets out, she it's like a more consistency that is like harder. So she put it on a piece of sourdough bread and she eats that and then she heads out of the door. Like she figured out that was the way she needed to do it. She struggled so much with the texture. But it's just
Okay.
good to hear a few solutions so that I believe there is no problem. There's only solutions. And yeah. And you already heard that if someone is struggling with having it burping up, it's usually that they don't have the enzymes. So then I would recommend to use the Aquex. If someone is struggling with having too much diarrhea, it's usually also because they're not breaking up the enzymes. So the oil is just passing through instead of being broken down, and that makes the poop float in the toilet instead of sinking down. So then sometimes people will get used to it and start producing more bile, and it will regulate itself after a few weeks. But if people are still after 4 weeks struggling with like all their poop floating around too much, then Aqua X or adding an enzyme to the regime would be beneficial. and lipase is the enzyme we're looking for.
And the enzyme you're saying is what you have a product that's just enzymes.
We don't have it, but people can go off Amazon or just buy it in the grocery store. Enzymes is pretty like
Yeah, enzymes are enzymes. Yeah, it's not a
yeah,
big, yeah.
we would probably not ever like we only want to offer products that are extraordinary and it's hard to produce an enzyme that is 10 times better than anyone else's enzyme.
Yeah.
Perfect. So that is any questions regarding the oil?
No,
No. Perfect.
but
You had the
I had
little
a
box.
question. What's
Oh,
that? Oh, the box? Go ahead.
yeah, but if you have a question first, go ahead.
Um, I don't know how if this is related, but I've had some kidney pain in the back, and then feeling nauseous, and then sweating, and then freezing, and I'm like, I don't know what if any of this detox stuff is part of that, or
Is that new, Michelle?
what's that?
Is that new?
Yeah, it's I mean, I've had my kidneys ache once in a great while, but this was new to have it like that and to feel all those symptoms. It was, you
Uh-huh.
know,
Okay.
some
Huh.
writings suggest that it can be with a bladder infection that goes to the kidneys, and then I might have an infection. But anyway, it was just it's just been very weird.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay, so first I want to just say in general that I usually tell people if I know someone is struggling with eczema or psoriasis or headaches or migraines or something, I usually warn people that symptoms can become worse before they become better because when the cells are getting more flexible and we're releasing more toxins, it can be heavier on the organs and more toxins going around in our blood that can causing a strain on our organs that can causing a detox effect. And yeah, like people can have like a flu because they're cleaning out what's in the body. And there are different symptoms. And the sweating can also be because we are trying to extract more toxins. So with the things you are telling me, Michelle, now, I have a few ideas. Spirulina is also very good at extracting toxins from our body. So I would definitely get started on the blue and the yellow and the spirulina as quick as possible. You have the products right there. You just get started on that. If your symptoms starts to ease up a little bit on you. If they are starting to ease up on you, I would think that it's just a detox effect of having too much in your body. If you're sure if it's a kidney issue, if you think it's more of a gallbladder issue, that can also feel like sometimes it's hard. No, then it's fine.
I'm used to gallbladder issues.
Okay,
This
okay.
was lower down, it's in the kidney lower down area.
Okay.
Um,
Because
and
I have had people with gallbladder issues that are like, oh, that oil is not good for me. I have so much pain under my
Yeah.
like under my breast. And then I'm like, okay, it's probably your gallbladder. And if they're doing like a thermoscan or something, we can clearly see that their what are they called? The pipe between the gallbladder and like coming out, it's like usually stocked because they have like gallstones or something, and they need to
Like a
do,
little
right,
duct,
yeah.
the duct.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so they usually need to do a gall cleanse um, to be able to get that going. Or then I tell them go with Aquex and you won't have a problem because it's already broken down. So
Mm.
yeah.
if it's a reaction towards the fat, you could also benefit from going with Aquex. But how long have you been on the oil now, Michelle? Two
Oh
weeks?
Lord. Well, I finished one bottle just like a few days ago. So
Okay, and when
I'm
did the kidney stuff start?
just felt some tenderness in the 2 days ago, and then it just got worse last night, and then overnight I did some various things like I used a castor oil pack and
Okay, perfect.
uh,
For you
yeah,
who's recording and doesn't know, Michelle do like struggle a lot with autoimmune issues and lupus. I hope it's fine that I'm mentioning that. Just to know, like it doesn't. There is a lot of different things that is going on in Michelle's body, and now we have implemented this. So yeah, if the kidney stuff just came 2 days ago, it can definitely be like a kidney. I mean, a urine infection that is going up to the kidney. What is so like? what's fascinating with this too is we can get so healthy that it can be hard to feel when we're struggling. Um,
Wow.
without like, for example, my mom started having fever spikes in September. And she only had fever spikes in the night, and then she was fine the rest of the day. And after like the third day of fever spikes and almost like fever cramping, she went into the ER and they took her blood test, and she had 189 in the Sänka is the Swedish word for it when they're measuring the infection levels. And usually, like a double-sided lung infection is usually around 70, 80. And my mom was 189, So they're like, oh. And I was there when I was on face time when the doctor came in and said, yeah, your levels were really high, elevated. And I was like, that's a lot. And he's like, yeah, usually we would be really afraid of this, but your mom comes in walking in by herself. She have color in her face. Usually people are like almost dying when they have that kind of level. So, and it went all the way up to 220 before it started coming down again. So she had
Wow.
bad infection, but it was related to a tooth that was an old root canal that had been like lots of bacteria underneath. So we eventually ended up pulling it, but it took them 2 weeks before they figured it out because they were just trying to give antibiotics and the antibiotics did not work. And also she had a port operated in and they had to remove that because it was also lots of bacteria. So the reason why she started getting the fever cramps was every time my dad gave her the IV fluids in the night, he would flush in a bunch of bacteria and then they would lay there and increase until the next time he did it. So they removed
Oh,
that and they put in a new one. So yeah, sometimes we're feeling so good that you might have a urine infection, normal urine infection. You may not know about it because,
Right, right.
but what
Yeah.
I would do in that case, lots of lemon water, lots of cranberry juice, and demonose. Do you know about demonose?
Oh, D-Manos. Yeah, I used to take that when I had more UTIs.
Yeah,
I haven't had it for a while because I haven't had them for a while.
yeah.
So, yeah.
Try that. And I mean, kidneys, don't play around with the kidneys. If they're too painful, go in and check it out.
Yeah,
Not an infection in them. Um,
right.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want,
I was thinking that I would, since it's a holiday here,
yeah.
I might wait till tomorrow, maybe if it's okay. We'll
Yeah.
see.
But keep on doing the castor oil packs too back there. And then
The which?
you did castor oil packs,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So keep on
yeah.
doing that. And then open the blue and the yellow one and the spirulina. Take them all and see
Okay.
if that helps. Because if it's just that the kidneys are overdrive, that will help clean out toxicity in the blood, like heavy
Yeah.
metal.
Okay. Okay. Thanks.
Okay, the package, the little thingy.
Sucks.
Yes, the box. So the black book that is there first, that's the Bible of Zinzino. So you just need to start reading that, use it, and that's basically telling us how to run a business and do it successfully. It's how to
Okay.
invite, it is how to do a name list, it's how to create your calendar. It's everything that you need, basically.
Awesome.
Then you have more things in the box too. You have the yeah, the lookbooks. So that is the material. I always carry a lookbook and a blood test in my purse. Every day, I always have that with me everywhere I go. And
Nice.
whenever I am meeting people, it's easy to just flip it open and show. And it's a very nice, very little information, but very aesthetically pleasing information. Like so easy to just open up. Here's the blood test that we're doing, and here's
Yeah.
the oil, and here is our mission, basically. And it's also QR codes in the book so people can get information. So you can leave the book with people as well if you want to.
Okay. Sounds good. And then you have a notebook.
Yes, that's your notebook just for being able to take notes and start writing your name list and so on.
And a pen.
And a pen and a Zinzino pen. Perfect. So
Thank you
that's
for
what's
that.
in the box.
Thank you.
Yes.
I can't wait to start.
Yes. I'll just